know on that road, but I still don't slip. Ay, moonwalk like Mike Jack through all that. Ay, if the sky falls.
The sprawling metropolis of Dallas, Texas is our setting tonight, as seen from above. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, LeBron James is closing in on the top 3 all-time list in scoring. LeBron said, "It's an honor," but he added, "Scoring has never been on my list of goals. Facilitating, rebounding, defending, getting blocked shots and things of that nature always ranked above that." Kevin, he has filled up the box score for a long time.
He can impact the game in so many ways. DA, thank you. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
Well, you look at Doncic. He's received the 4th most votes in the West. If the All-Star game were today, he'd be starting.
And that's the way it should be. As dynamic as he's been this season, it wouldn't be right if he wasn't a part of that starting lineup.
And keep tuning in for updated results. You can visit NBA.com for more. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Green and Rondo in the backcourt. Up front, it's Kuzma and Davis. And it's James in at the 3, the small forward. And for Dallas, Doncic, Porzingis, the incredible forward pair. Jalen Brunson out there with Hardaway. And it's Wright in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's James. Shoots from 12, and the jumper falls for him. 2 pretty high-level defensive teams tonight, Doris. Is that due to talent, scheme, or hustle, or what do you attribute it to?
I think, Kevin, you just named the 3 things that are prerequisites to being a great defensive unit. Number 1, you have got to have individual talent that is suited athletically to guard. Number 2, you've got to have a great scheme that the coach has put in position. How are you guarding the pick and roll? Do you want to top lock? Do you want to get out and challenge? Are you switching the pick and roll? And a lot of that comes down to, do you want to be great? Are you going to lay it all?
Welcome, everyone. And before we get going, let's hear from David.
Well, it took...
And DA, that's the standard for the Lakers organization. Thanks for that report. We've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Cousins.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Up front, it's Kuzma and Davis. Green and Rondo in the backcourt. And it's LeBron in at the 3. And for Dallas, Doncic and Porzingis, the incredible forward pair. Hardaway is out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Powell in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Doncic using quick, active hands. The fast break started beautifully because of it.
Stolen by Brunson. Here's Porzingis, the fast break chance. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. Boy, you look at how tall Porzingis is. He's 7'3", and you add in his skill level. That's a unique combination. No wonder they call him the unicorn. He is unique.
And both free throws good for Porzingis. And Clark, the advantage of height, well known in basketball, but some have wondered, if Porzingis is almost too tall.
Well, you know, there's a concern because he's had a significant injury early in his career, and his frame is really long, which makes you a little more susceptible to injuries. But I think KP has worked diligently to add strength and improve his body. Only time will tell if he's able to stand up to a long, productive NBA career.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
Davis is really the total package, a mobile, sharp-shooting big guy who can score from everywhere.
Doncic finds Porzingis. Back to Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete.
No question about it. He's very comfortable in the air. Dunks like that, no problem for him.
Now here's Rondo. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. And Doncic, here we go.
Well, you can't let Doncic have these types of opportunities, guys. When you aren't close to him, this is what happens.
James looking around. Outside Rondo. Loads it up for Davis and finished off by Davis.
Hard to do, but you got to cut off every passing angle in that pick and roll. If you don't, Rondo's going to make you pay.
Here's Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
And that is textbook perfect, the bounce pass. Exactly how you want to throw it.
And the Mavericks seem to have done the hard part, acquiring a potential franchise player in Luka Doncic.
And you know, guys, we've seen it, but in this league, one star isn't enough. That's why I think the trade for Porzingis was a good gamble. If he can stay healthy, they have an inside-outside star combo to build on.
Now here's Hardaway. Following the miss by Kyle Kuzma. Doncic, no good. LeBron passes to Green. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Powell. Lee comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Barea subbed in for Jalen Brunson. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for the Lakers. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Green. And so it's Barea with it. They'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. They lead by 7. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Yeah, and that one, their intensity on the offensive end was not matched by their opponent. That led to some easy buckets.
Yeah, you know, you can't allow them to get into a rhythm on offense. Once that happens, then you're in trouble.
Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Doncic. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Lakers. Caldwell-Pope finds Rondo. Cousins inside, goes back up. Porzingis with the block.
You know, when Porzingis combines quickness with his reach, getting off the floor like that, he can block just about any shot.
Dallas moving it around. Courtney Lee is on the wing. Outside, Porzingis. Porzingis is doubled. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on JaVale McGee.
Comparisons being drawn between Kristaps Porzingis and Dirk Nowitzki for their height and skill level, understandably so, and in many eyes, fitting that Porzingis is now a Dallas Maverick.
And Clark, looking at those two players you just mentioned, Nowitzki's 7 foot tall, Porzingis 7'3".
Yeah, you take a look at those guys, and the difference really, I think, is the athleticism of Porzingis. He moves a little better, he bounces a little higher, and as he's gotten stronger, I think center might be his natural position, whereas Dirk was really better suited to being a power forward.
Now here's Rondo, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Porzingis with the steal. Oh, and here comes Porzingis all alone.
Porzingis showing you he can get it done at both ends now, taking possession solo, stealing it and scoring it.
Lakers trail by 13. Cousins, the pass to Bradley. Back to Cousins. And the Lakers get it back. That's tipped. They get it back, and McGee kicks to Cousins. Clock at 6. Can they get it? Got a piece of it, and he recovers it. And that one, good.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
McGee, the pass to Cousins. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And everyone knows when Cousins controls his emotions, he's one of the very best centers in the game.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And he's kept his percentage at a decent level, right around 74.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Justin Jackson, he's checked in for Porzingis. Ryan Brokoff comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Curry's checked in for Courtney Lee. And it's Wright in for J.J. Barea.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Rondo passes to Cousins. Off with the layup.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss.
Oh, my goodness!
Before the horn!
How about that?
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
That's an impossible shot, man, even when you don't have the clock to worry about.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. The Mavericks on top, up by 16. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Rajon Rondo is out there with Avery Bradley. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and there's JaVale McGee. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the 3 spot. Well, how do you think great coaches go about making that connection with their players?
Well, it starts with being candid and holding the player accountable. Great players want to and need to be coached. And great coaches find a way to do that effectively for that individual and for the team.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency, but players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you. Los Angeles calls timeout. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
And, you know, that's all about effort, and I'm sure their coach let them have it for the lack thereof.
Dwight Powell's checked in for the Mavericks. Doncic comes in for Curry. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Davis is checked in for Cousins. Kyle Kuzma comes in for JaVale McGee. James checked in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Green in for Rajon Rondo.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Now, here's Bradley. He's covered closely. Davis against Powell. And Davis throws it down.
How about the leaping ability of Davis? Easily gets off the ground to throw it down. And he's a quick jumper and decision maker.
Now, here's Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic.
And that dunk reverberated throughout this entire building.
It sure did. Up high and down hard on the windmill flush.
And you just know that's going to have a big effect on this team. I mean, their blood has to be pumping after that one, and the heart rate racing a little faster, too.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off.
Boy, both ends of that play, guys, were fantastic.
Now, here's Doncic. 6 points for him. And here we go. Fast break. Kuzma's got it. Nice shot by James.
Well, you got to do more than that to stop LeBron. I mean, he's strong, and when he gets up ahead of steam, he's a freight train.
One thing about Kyle Kuzma, Clark, he's not a ball stopper. When he touches the ball, he is shooting it.
I would not disagree with you there, guys. He is fearless looking for a shot. He hunts his shot aggressively, and he's very efficient. He doesn't need a lot of dribbles, but one thing I like about him is that he doesn't hold on to that ball long. He's going to make a quick, decisive move or get it out of his hands.
Passes it to Davis. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. James, no good.
The defense made an impact right there. Definitely got him uncomfortable going up with it.
Wright finds Powell. Now Doncic. Banked in off the glass. Doncic has got 10.
Well, you look at Doncic, so confident, even from this area. He knows he can make it happen.
Bradley deciding where to go with it. Jackson comes over with the double. From downtown, and it's Bradley. That time on the assist by Kuzma. Bradley's got his first 3 points of the game.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Here's Davis, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. The Lakers also making some changes. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Green. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Avery Bradley.
Boy, you know, guys, the combination of strength and height for Porzingis allowing him to take on physical defense much better.
Lakers trail by 16. LeBron left side. Over Lee. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. They get Courtney Lee.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Free throw good, James.
Well, there are only a handful of players who've been on the line more often than LeBron, and no surprise, every one of them a Hall of Famer. That's where he's headed to.
Lee goes in.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
And so James will bring it up for the Lakers. 17-point game. Nice jump shot. Good. LeBron's got 5.
You know, part of being an outstanding point forward like LeBron is mastering the pick and roll, and trust me when I say it now, he masters the pick and roll.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from...
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Kentavious, you guys were getting a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half. How important was that?
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. It was all Kristaps Porzingis in the first quarter. He had 16 points, 4 block shots, and 1 steal. And that'll do it for our...
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Porzingis having a dominant impact in this game.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Well, you know, in that first half, it was a common occurrence. He got to the stripe time and time again.
Inside of the 4 and the 5, Porzingis and Powell. Jalen Brunson out there with Hardaway. And it's Doncic in at the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. And stolen by James. Green with the ball. Hardaway picks him up. To the middle. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. And the big contract for Tim Hardaway Jr. back in 2017, Clark. 4 years, $71 million.
Hey, sometimes timing is everything. We know that in our world and in all the other worlds out there. And think about that now. Tim Hardaway Jr. has made more money than his all-star father made in his whole career. Hardaway Jr., young and athletic, and a really rock-solid player at both ends.
LeBron passes to Davis. And it's Davis finishing it off.
Well, I like the setup there. LeBron with the nice pick.
Doncic finds Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Guys, you know, Porzingis is so skilled as an offensive player. We've become accustomed to this kind of performance from him.
Lakers trail by 17. James outside. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And LeBron James, Clark, climbing the all-time scoring list. Last season passing Michael Jordan. This season, Kobe Bryant. Clark, any chance LeBron someday passes another Laker great, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, for the most career points in NBA history?
I think it's simply a matter of his health, because if he stays healthy, then it's not if, but when. By the time his contract runs out, guys, in 2022, he'll be right in that neighborhood of my all-time favorite player, and I think the greatest player to play, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Dallas shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. That free throw good from Doncic. And Clark, when you look at how the game has changed, if you were entering the league today, how would you reshape your skill set?
Well, the biggest part would be expanding my shooting range. I was a good shooter at the time that I played, but would need to expand it, and was just starting to stretch out my shooting to the three-point line. And then also defensively, be a little more committed to that end of the floor, really working to get better there. But ball handling, passing, scoring, rebounding, those were things that I did pretty well.
Rondo kicks to Davis. Misses off the right iron.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Curry, he dishes it to Doncic. Great D that time from Green.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Los Angeles making a switch here. McGee's checked in. Davis, the pass to Rondo. The Mavericks pull it in.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Inside, and it's McGee with the jam.
Timeout.
Yeah, Rondo just knows how to wheel and deal. Has that exceptional feel for when one of his guys is open.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And, you know, quite a bit of turnover for the Lakers in recent years, guys, from the front office to the coaching staff. I think it's always important for an organization to have a common voice to speak in stereo and have everybody in proper alignment from the top down to the court.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Doncic. And Lee's subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Here's Rondo. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Rondo's got his second bucket of the night.
If he's one thing, he's efficient in the paint. Rondo really good with the positioning there close to the basket.
Caldwell Pope. That one's not going to go.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And as the Lakers have looked to fill positions, Clark, a real affinity for candidates with the Lakers' history.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly right. They view it as a family, but here recently, they've expanded their options and have looked outside of past Laker pedigree in terms of filling some key spots, which is part of what you have to do if you're going to move forward and be successful.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
And that's why you have such a huge gap in the shooting numbers between the teams.
Cousins against Porzingis. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Rondo, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Dallas gets called for the foul.
And just enjoy watching Rondo utilize that speed on the drive. Just kind of nice through the defense there and dares you to attack it.
A different look for Dallas. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Maxi Kleber. And Barea subbed in for Curry. Pass to Finney-Smith. Outside, Porzingis. Porzingis is doubled. Barea, the pass to Finney-Smith. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Ryan Brokoff's checked in for Dallas. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Bradley's checked in. Down low. And Kuzma gets it to go on the assist by Bradley. Kuzma's got his first bucket of the night.
You know, once Kuzma has the position he wants inside, he does his thing fearlessly.
And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound. Here's Dallas. They host the 76ers after this game. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Here's Bradley. McGee. Nice persistence to tip it back up and in.
Yeah, you know, with his size and presence in the post, McGee has a lot of value on the offensive glass.
Here's Finney-Smith. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Finney-Smith's got 4 points this quarter.
Outstanding execution. Good job working the ball inside. Well, that's a moment he'd like to archive. Embarrassing lapse of judgment there.
Back to Barea. It'll count. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Dallas. Ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Taking a look at Los Angeles, we've got Davis. Bradley is out there with Jared Dudley, and it's Daniels in at the 2 guard. Cook looking it over. Trying to get open is Davis, and it's Cook missing.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
The Lakers shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. And here's Daniels. Mark, we've had sponsors on the uniforms for a couple of seasons now. Do you think everyone's grown used to seeing them?
Yeah, I think it's a normal part of the landscape, and it will take a little more time. I've noticed them myself as I've watched games. We're certainly a far cry from looking like NASCAR drivers, which I think is a good thing. You want them to be done visibly, but not overdone.
Good on the bucket.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Here's Porzingis. That shot off, so Los Angeles will take it the other way. Bradley, no one around him. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. 8 points for Avery Bradley.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Floats it up for Davis, and Davis throws it down.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop.
And the crowd got their jaws dropped on that one. Total disbelief.
Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Dallas. Jalen Brunson comes in for J.J. Barea. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Dudley. James comes in for Bradley. Danny Green, he's checked in for Troy Daniels. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Quinn Cook. Outside, Green. Powell with the steal. And here we go, the Mavericks on a fast break. And he banks in the layup. Doncic has got 19 points. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here, the hustle stats for Dallas.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters, to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
Good D by James.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And James throws it down.
Hard to play better defense than that, guys. I mean, but right there, James simply overpowered him.
It's tipped. Porzingis finds Brunson. Doncic, bounce pass. Powell, the pass to Doncic. So the wing on the left. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Just 5 on the clock. 14 feet away. Almost, but it rolls out.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Davis. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
As dangerous as he is inside, Davis gives opponents nightmares when he's able to get to the mid-range. He's very reliable when he steps back and takes the jump shot.
Do you think it helps the pace of the game with the NBA recently modifying the shot clock rule that after an offensive rebound, it doesn't go back to 24, it goes now to the new number, 14 seconds?
Well, I really like the rule because you don't have to bring the ball over the half-court line, which is 8 seconds, so it makes sense, and it does speed up the game, in my opinion.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Porzingis. And Lee's subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Mavericks.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team. And just about every single category.
And so now on the year, they'll have 35 wins to their credit.
And they cap off the season series with one more win. It's been nothing but W's, 4 straight.
Greg, we don't see conference opponents get swept very often, but this has been total domination.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Porzingis.
He came out and let everyone know that points would be hard to come by with the way he swatted away shots and protected the rim.
Well, I tell you what, Doncic plays with really good energy and awareness, but also he's got a quiet physicality to him, and he doesn't mind being bumped around when he's trying to score.
That free throw good from Doncic.
Boy, Doncic plays with such an edge and attitude, and I think it endears him to his teammates and gives them confidence.
And the Mavericks making a change here. White's checked in. All free throws good from Doncic. And so it's the Lakers with it. To the paint, here's McGee, and it's McGee slamming it down.
I think McGee's been working on that one. I mean, you don't just come up with that off the top of your head, boy. You got to think that one through.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Kleber kicks to Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
And the dunk by Doncic.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you
do is push the button and they're gonna hold me down. Build an empire like